Level Design Toolkit is an asset pack on the UE4 marketplace. It's got a few different tools that can make a level designer's life a little bit easier. For example, one of the tools is if you wanted to select these spheres, typically just control click on the spheres themselves, but with the Bugzone Actor, put it around a certain area and click select static mesh in zone, and then it will select all the meshes inside that area itself. Or if I wanted to say select only these spheres, I can change it to name and type spheres or sphere, select actors in zone with name, and then it will only select the spheres inside that area, and the name is based off the name in the world outliner. And then if I was to do select actors with name, it will select every sphere in the scene. I've just come into my college project at the moment where I've created this building blueprint that randomly generates these buildings as you place them into the world, and I've put that blueprint actor as the spawning actor in the construction script. So as I move the endpoint around, it's randomly generating these buildings, and I can also change the distance between the buildings using the length variable. The Spline Tool can be used just like any other spline. You can just attach any mesh to it, a material, and you can also give it a tag if you'd like, as well as a location and rotation offset, and then you just set the axis in which you want it to go in. So I'm able to just quickly place a cable, I guess, in the level. So I've opened up the Blueprint Interactions project. So if I click on this button, you'll see under the Interact Actor menu, it'll show all the different actors in the scene that can be triggered by this button. So in this button's case, it'll be activating this door. This button will be activating this bridge. This button will do the elevator, and then this button will do the POI. And if you click on some of the actors, you'll see a 3D vector widget, which will visualize where the elevator will move to. And you can use these two buttons to see how it's going to move during ahead of the time without having to go into the game, jump on this button. Same with the bridge. You can see I've placed the 3D widget there. Do preview bridge, it will show me that's where it will extend to. And then the same with the teleporter. This is where the character will be teleported to wherever you place this in the world. You're also able to isolate actors, so if I search for cube and then select all the actors with that name, and then I do isolate selected, it will hide everything in the scene besides the selected items. This is similar to what you see in like Maya, for example. You can just make working in compact scenes a little bit easier, and then once you're done, you just unhide all actors. And you could also again hide selected, and it'll just hide all the cubes in the scene. And with the position and rotation tool, the rotation and the location is not like rounded off, so with modular packs, it's not very nice to work with. So if you select the actors and then in the position, we'll round it to the nearest 100, the rotation to the nearest 90, and then press align. It will align these tools, it will align these actors to the nearest like 100 on the location, and then the nearest 90 on the rotation. And that will make working with modular tools or modular packs a lot easier. Next one is the distance tool. So it's just click two actors, calculate distance, and it tells you the distance between the two, as well as some extra information down here. Now to the bulk spawning. Uses a nav mesh. Your nav mesh placed in the world. You have to use the sphere setting, and then you can set the radius, how big you want it to be, and then in the small spawn amount box, you can enter 30 and spawn in area, and then that will spawn in 30 of the actors that we have selected in the level design graph. Go to the graph, and then under actor spawning, spawning the camera actor. Move tool can be useful when you're wanting to move a few different actors, but you get multiple values shown in the location box. So if I want to move this 500 on the X, minus 500 on the Y, and 1000 for Z, enter the values into the box, click move, and it'll move them to the new location. With the max rotation tool, you can select all the different actors, and then in the max rotation value you can enter a value, let's say 70, and then put that on the Z. If you rotate, it will set all these actors being 70. Or if you select them all again, say 150, and then do the X, Y and Z, it'll then set them all to that same value. Or if you do random, it'll do a random value between 0 and the number that you've entered into this box. Tags can be quite useful when you're working in a scene with a lot of actors. Say if you've got a city, and within the city you've got smaller little towns, you can give each town its own tag. If I come to the tag section and search for Zone 1, and select actors with tag, and every actor in the scene with the Zone 1 tag will be selected. Or again, if I bring this over, I cover that around the city, and then I do select actors in zone with tag, it will only select the actors inside this zone with the tag itself. The actor can be useful to use as like a fake pivot. So if you want to rotate or move actors from a certain point, you can select the actors, go to the dummy section, select the dummy from the drop down list, which will be populated with all the dummy actors in the scene, and then attach selected. You'll see now the dummy is now the parent of these child cubes. We can use this to rotate or scale the cubes, and then once you click remove children, and you can remove the children from the dummy, the cubes will still remain in place. You can also change the material on multiple actors at once. So you have the actors selected, you can then change it to one of the settings in the drop down, which is determined by this data table. So if you wanted to add a new option, add a new row, give it a name, assign the material, give it an icon, and then when you recompile the design toolkit, you'll see it show up here. There's also some scalable materials that you can use while you're doing your blockouts, as well as some material instances you can use to help keeping things look different. Also, if you're wanting to use the Bugzone Actor, but you haven't got it placed in the world, you can just click spawn BP Bugzone. It'll spawn the actor at 000, as well as make it the selected actor. This saves you having to go to the content browser to find it in here. The settings page, we've got a few different options. The first one being dark mode, which is enabled by default, but you can turn it off to get a white background. The coloured background is useful because each section has its own colour. That relates to the colour sections here. So if you're not too sure what this red section does, you can come to the red section here and it'll give you more information about what it does. The hover button for info, so as I hover over these buttons you'll see this information box will change based on what I'm hovering over. It is useful, but sometimes when you say get information and then you hover over a button, it overwrites that box. So you can turn that off, and then when you hover over a button it won't be overwritten. And then with the snap combo box value, it's ticked at the moment, so as I drag in this box it'll be rounded to the nearest 100. You can turn that off, and then when you go through it won't be rounded up. And then if you have any more questions you can click this Twitter button, and then it will open up Twitter. You can be able to send me a tweet and ask me any questions. I'll leave a link to the level design toolkit in the description below. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching.